again.
And you're watching Game of Tomes. Okay, awesome. This is a special Megan-y edition. We really want to talk about Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I was going to do it by myself, but then I remembered that my good friend Megan had just finished it as well.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be super cool if we talked about it together.
Exactly.
Megan is in our book club, IRL. I met Megan when we were in high school. It was our freshman year of high school.
Had art class together.
Art class all 4 years together. Yeah. I used to come over to her house. We'd sit. It would be nighttime and we'd get our books out and we'd read together until it was time to
really exciting stuff.
Megan is a very bookish person and I'm so happy to be in her company.
Yay.
So thanks for having me at your house with her cool Harry Potter pillows.
Slytherin's the best.
Okay, so let's go into what it's about really quickly. Spoiler free. Alright, so Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is set in England at the brink of the Industrial Revolution. They're at war with Napoleon.
Bad guy. No good.
300 years ago, magic used to exist. And it ceased to exist and nobody knows why. There are magicians in England at this point, but they only study it.
They can't actually do anything.
Right.
Which is kind of sad.
Okay, and so then one day, Norrell comes. How does that happen?
Well, you start off with kind of this sense of what magic should be, and you meet this group that feels like they are magicians, but then Norrell kind of comes in and is like, So you kind of have this whole background at the start where you kind of figure out who Norrell is, and you kind of get more of a history of magic in England, and that's kind of felt like reading this whole book. It was a really interesting history book.
It was very historical, also very narrative.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to talk about in our discussion later. Is who the narrator might be, because I found myself wondering that. Because it's very close. Like whoever it was someone who was intimately aware of. Yeah. Our main characters.
The whole time you're like, okay, who is this going to end up being? And it's very interesting. But it very much felt like a really interesting history book. And for me, like the first half was maybe a little slow.
First half, like the whole half?
Kind of. It was kind of like, for me, once you meet Jonathan Strange, it really, really picks up. Yes. But it's still, even with him, it was like, okay, a little bit more, and then it flew through. Like, it was so good the last half. So if you get through that first little bit of, like, history book, it turns into a great, great fantasy novel after that. I agree with that totally. Yeah. We both listened to it on the audiobook. Yeah. It takes 32 hours to get through. I thought it was 36. 32. Is it 32? I believe so. Okay. I'm like, it's long. It's really long. It took me pretty much a month because, the only time I can listen to audiobooks is like, when I'm driving or like that sort of thing. So it's like an hour here, an hour there. So it takes a while to get through. And I totally want to go through and buy the physical copy now. I do too. It's like the way that they talked about different like footnotes and all that and all of that. I want to see how that's handled. If it's like within the text or if it's you actually have to find the footnotes. Like that was kind of interesting to me. And I feel like the layout of the book might be really, really pretty. Yeah, and that's really nerdy, but no, like I would totally reread it, but like physically. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, did you enjoy the book? Yes. Me too. I think I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. So did I. Because I was like, the first half is a little slow. So. And I thought it was lacking something that the television show had that the book did not, and that was like a sense of like passion. Yes. Because as much as I liked the book, throughout the whole book, I did not like the 2 main characters. Oh. I thought they were interesting, but I was like, you kind of come off as like condescending like pricks. Like especially Norrell. Yeah. I was like, how? I don't get it. But the whole way through, I was like, I really wanted to see what happened to them. So it's maybe some lost, But in the show, like, I was, like, totally, like, oh, I feel bad for you. Like, I like your character. And I was like, how is that possible?
Talking about Norrell.
Yeah.
I really love the TV show. It's probably one of my new favorites.
It is very good.
And, like I said, there is a lot more passion there. And I want to talk more about that in our discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? What else?
I thought the magic was really interesting.
It was.
It's completely different than most magic portrayed, so I think that's very, very cool.
It feels more, I don't want to say real, but like scientific.
Yes.
Like more like it's rooted in like the physicality. Not like it's not like there is no reason to it.
Right. It very much is rooted almost like, you know, they talk about the magic of England throughout the whole book, and it very, very much feels like it's rooted into, like, the foundation of the country, which I think is so neat to go back through and kind of read this, like I just said, almost like a history book that's completely different from what the actual history is. I think it's very, very neat.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. I'm super excited to talk about the discussion. If you read the book and then you want to talk about it, come watch our discussion video also. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for today. I was going to say wrap it up like we normally do, but then it's not a normal episode. You have a Twitter.
I do have a Twitter.
Hey, come be our friends. I'm Jess Game of Tomes on Twitter.
I'm at Megan Unthank 322. That did not come out good.
322 is my birthday. Is that why you made it 322?
No, it's the day I was married. So, that's special connection.
You were married for my birthday.
Yes.
I keep forgetting
exactly the plan.
Awesome. Okay, I hope you're reading a good book.
See ya.
Bye. Yay, that was really